In this video, I'll show you how to extract different identifiers for a Copilot. Now, I'm specifically talking about the Copilot Studio authoring interface. So when you start building your Copilot, there might be some objects which gets created in the interim. Now, before you even start creating a Copilot, there are some objects which have already been created beforehand, like say your organization or your environment or your tenant or any other object which you create during the creation process of a Copilot. Now, these are the list of IDs which we can currently extract out of the Copilot Studio authoring interface and also Power Platform Admin Center. Now, as you see in the list over here, we have organization ID, environment ID, session ID, tenant ID, object ID, agent app ID, conversation ID, bot ID, component ID, and there's a schema name as well. Now, why would you require all this information? Now, when you interface or maybe when you integrate your Copilot Studio, so take for example, this is your Copilot or your agent. When you integrate it with, say, third party systems or maybe first party system like say Microsoft Cloud, like Microsoft Azure, Microsoft 365, SharePoint, or maybe for a matter of fact, other external systems like Salesforce. Now, for that, you may require some sort of an integration point. So, you need to specify which tenant this request is coming from, or which object are you connecting it to, or what kind of app does this integration point connects with. Also, there might be a scenario whereby you may need to specify which environment does this agent belongs to. And when you migrate that agent to another environment, that environment ID changes, like you have a dev, UAT, and a prod environment. Schema names are used basically again for the for identifying a specific agent, and also it is useful when you are utilizing various features like say analytics or maybe uh, activity, or maybe when you are troubleshooting some information within your application, then this schema name comes handy. This is the most important part, bot ID. This is a unique identifier for your power virtual agent, copilot, or uh, I would say bots. Now, component ID, any object created within an agent, bot, copilot, power virtual agent is basically it consists of components, and individual component will have a component ID. Now, in order to extract this, these are the different interface which I'm going to walk you through slowly. So, when you are in a Power Virtual Agent or Copilot Studio or agent environment, here these are the information which you can capture. Now, environment ID, tenant ID, agent app ID, schema name, conversation ID, and then whole bunch of information related to the current session or the current object. There are other ways through which you can extract the bot ID just by navigating to the backend table. So there's a table called as Copilot and Copilot component through which you can extract the IDs. Last but not the least, if you want to get a list of all the agent within your application, you can navigate to Power Platform Admin Center, and then from there you will be able to extract the agent IDs. Now, let me jump into Copilot Studio and show you the options. So, once you are in Copilot Studio, now I'm in copilotstudio.preview.microsoft.com. So, this will get all the latest and the greatest feature provided by Microsoft with regards to Copilot Studio implementation. Now, you can also navigate to copilotstudio.microsoft.com and you will get a similar interface, but that will be maybe one level below than what I see over here. Now, on the right hand side, you see a clock icon or a setting icon. So, if I click on the setting icon, I have an option to see general settings and session details. So if I click on session details, I'll be presented with an information which may help me in integrating or configuring any external system, or maybe it will aid me in the development process. So I can easily get the session ID, I can get the tenant ID, I can get the object ID, Also, there are some important things which you can see over here. I can even extract the environment ID from here. And now, as you see over here, you don't see a Copilot ID, the interface which I showed you, right? Now, why? Because here you can see these IDs like one, two, three, four IDs, because this is under the context of your home page of Copilot Studio. Now, you are not within the context of a specific Copilot or an agent. Now, you can see organization ID. So you can see one, two, three, four, five IDs over here. Now let me do one thing. Let me go inside one of the Copilot which I have built. So I'll navigate to Air Agent, and from here, again, if I navigate to this button and click on Session Details, now here you will see some further information. So this was already present, Session Tenant and Object ID. Then we had Environment ID, and now we have something called as a Copilot ID as well. So this is within the context of a specific agent. Also, you can get other information like the unique name, instance URL, platform version, and other things. But this is important, the Copilot ID, so that you can uniquely identify your agent within the Copilot Studio environment. Now, watch this number. So 8073 ending with 299. So this is the unique identifier. Now, this information can also be extracted from the URL. So if you see this URL over here, this is that same URL which gives you that bot ID or the agent ID or the Copilot ID or the Power Virtual Agent ID. Similarly, you have this environment. So this is running under say one environment, and this is the unique identifier for this environment. So this is Girish Dev environment, and that's why you're able to see this information as well. So that's about the session details. Now, there are other ways through which you can extract the information. So if you go inside one of the Copilot or an agent, so if I go into the settings area under advanced, if I go to metadata, I'll be able to see some information like the environment ID, which we saw, the tenant ID. So environment ID is here. Then we have a tenant ID. Then we have an agent app ID. Now this is not an agent ID, but this is an agent app ID. If you want to see the agent ID, or a Copilot ID is this ID. So make sure that you don't get confused with agent app ID and the agent ID. Both are different. And most of the time, you will make use of the agent ID or the Copilot ID. So that's through the context of a specific Copilot. You navigate to advanced, and then you get to extract all this information. Now, once you are authoring an agent, there will be a tab called as activity in the new interface. So if you go into the activity tab, here you will be able to see all the activities that has happened within your agent. Now, if I navigate to that specific activity, I have an option to copy the conversation. So as you see over here, I see a button. So let me show you over here. I can see a button which allow me to copy the conversation ID. So this is within the context of this conversation. So if you want to have the conversation ID copied, so just click over here, and then this is the conversation ID which gets copied, and then you can process further on that. So this is a list of conversations. So I can see only one conversation listed over here, but then you will be having a lot of conversation once you start interacting with your agent. So that's about conversation ID. Now let me navigate to Power Apps. So all the information for your Copilot or an agent gets stored in the backend Dataverse table. Now, under tables for a specific environment, if you start searching for, say, bot, you will see a couple of tables which stores information about the bot, agent, Copilot, virtual agents. Here you will see a couple of tables. Now the first table is the Copilot, and the second table is the Copilot component. I think the search is taking a while, so let's wait for that search to finish. In the meantime, I will open another environment um, and navigate to Power Apps. Yes, so I think this is loaded. So as you see over here, there are a couple of tables. So Copilot, Copilot component. Now, if I navigate to say Copilot, this will store all the Copilot information, all the Copilot that is present within your environment. Now, let me hide this couple of columns over here just to show you that if you search for maybe bot, if you search for bot and click on save, here you will see all the Copilot or the agent or the bot ID. Now, the one which I'm interested is Air Agent, and as you see, this number 8073. Now, here, same thing 8073. This is the bot ID or the Copilot ID. So, if you want to see all the Copilot ID at once, you can navigate to this backend table and you can see all the Copilots which has been created for that specific environment. Now, once you create a Copilot, you will be creating a lot of components within that Copilot. So I'll again search for bot, and then this time I will, instead of navigating to the Copilot table, I will navigate to another table which is named as Copilot component. Now the Copilot component or the bot component basically contains the component within your agent, like say topic, or maybe it can be custom gpt, or it might be copilot setting, or it can be a bot translation. So all this information will get listed as an individual component, and you can extract the component from that component id from it. So copilot component, now, if I navigate to Copilot component table, it says holds key authoring components of a Copilot such as topic, entities, and variable. Now, as you see over here, these are the different component types, and there are 801 additional rows. Now, the purpose of this demo is just to show you how to extract the component ID. So let me hide all this, hide all the unwanted columns, which I don't want as of now, and let me search for bot component. So bot component will give you the id. Now as you see air agent, now this is has one component called as custom gpt, and this is its corresponding bot component id. So you can even extract the component id. Now this is at a very latest stage when you are building some advanced agent or advanced bot, or maybe if you want to integrate something with the third party or within the power apps environment, these all id will come handy. Now, so that's about the table. Now, instead of going back and forth between the table searching for the component, Microsoft has introduced a new feature. So let me go into the Power Platform Admin Center, and within the Power Platform Admin Center, you can quickly navigate to one of the section under the Manage tab to get the list of all the agent within your environment. So if I go to Manage, then under Manage tab, here you will see under Products, Copilot Studio. So if you navigate to Copilot Studio, here you will see all the agent along with the agent ID. Now, as you see, you can see agent, owner, modified on, created on, environment, environment type, environment region. There are 17 agents. Now you can even search for an agent named as say air agent, and you'll be getting those information back. Now you don't see agent id over here, but in order to view the agent id, one thing what you can do is like just hover the mouse and then you will get to see the url. But there is an option over here, so if you click, you can add and remove columns. So I can select agent ID, or maybe environment ID, or maybe manage environment, and click on save, and then it will list down all the information over here. So I can play around with this column. So as you see, this agent ID, so I can sort, I can apply filters, I can search within the agent ID. So this is a nice information which has been provided by Microsoft. Remember, this is in a preview state, so some of the tenant may not have all this listed feature. So that's it, folks. This is how you can extract different IDs within your Copilot or agent environment. Remember, this is a useful piece of information when you are actually doing a development. We are doing some pro code development within the Copilot Studio interface to build agents. It is also useful when you are integrating with the third party applications or external services. This ID for an agent or for an environment or for a tenant comes really handy. So that's it, folks. Thanks for watching.